Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Maritime repetitive use injuries. Engaging in repetitive motion is a major part of a lot of maritime jobs. Whether you are a longshoreman, a seaman, or an oil rig worker on the outer continental shelf, you may be at risk for a repetitive use injury, and you have right to compensation if you develop one of these painful and potentially debilitating medical conditions. There are federal maritime laws in place to provide you with the compensation whether or not your injury was caused by negligence. And then next, what is a repetitive as injury? This kind of injury will also may be referred to as repetitive motion, stress, or strain injury. May occur when you repeat the same motion over and over again. For instance, a common such injury in office worker is carpal tunnel syndrome, which result from the motion of typing on keyboard, something that many office workers do all day every day. A repetitive motion injury causes damage, which may be temporary or permanent, to muscles, ligaments, tendons, and nerves. In many cases, a nerve may become pinched because of the injury, which is the main cause of the symptoms. Symptoms of a repetitive motion injury include pain, swelling, and redness, a tingling sensation, numbness, and even restrict movement or loss of strength in the area of the injury. And then next are types of repetitive use injuries in maritime work. There are many different kinds of repetitive stress injuries and many that are common to maritime workers. If you engage in the same physical activity on the job every day, you could be at risk for one of these injuries. For instance, if you have to lift things up the high space every day, you could end up with an injury to your shoulders from that repeated movement. Here are just some of these injuries that maritime workers may be vulnerable to developing: rotator cuff syndrome, a shoulder joint injury; tendinitis, inflammation in a tendon in any joint; bursitis, inflammation of a bursa, the fluid-filled sac that provides cushioning in joint; carpal tunnel syndrome, a wrist injury; tenosynovitis, inflammation in the sheath covering a tendon; trigger fingers, inflammation in the tendon and covering sheath in a finger or thumb; tennis elbow, injury and inflammation in the elbow joint. Maritime workers are also vulnerable to many other repetitive motion injuries like neck pain and inflammation, permanent nerve damage, and even injuries unrelated to joints like hearing loss. And then next, treating repetitive stress injuries. The initial first treatment for these injuries usually to rest the damaged area. For instance, if you have pain and inflammation in your elbow, your doctor will likely direct you to stop engaging in the motion that caused the damage. Sometimes rest and increasing the repetitive motion are enough to allow damage to reverse and the body to repair itself. Stretching exercises and physical therapy can support the natural process of healing through rest. To treat the symptoms like pain and swelling, easing the affected area can help, as can the administration of over-the-counter pain medications. When these measures along with rest and physical therapy don't help, surgery may be needed to correct damage. This is rare, but it is possible that the damage from repetitive use is severe enough that only surgery can repair it. Prevention is also important. Ergonomic equipment and rest period at work can help to prevent injuries. And then next, how negligence can cause injuries. As a maritime worker, you notice both you're at risk for injuries, but your employer is ultimately responsible for ensuring that all measures are taken to prevent these injuries. Negligence may include forcing you to work hours that are too long or not allowing you to take breaks to rest. Another form of negligence is training and safety measures. Your employer may be negligent in your repetitive stress injury if you have not been properly trained to use equipment or in how to prevent these injuries. And then next about your right for repetitive motion injuries. If you are injured because of repetitive stress on the job and your doctor say you can't work for a period of time, you have the right to have your medical expenses related to the injury covered as well as your lost wages. Under the maritime law of the maintenance and cure you are entitled to medical care and living expenses while you can't work. If negligence was involved and you are a seaman, the Jones Act entitles you to further compensations. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give like, comment, and subscribe